In this video, I'm discussing how to start a recruiting agency while still working a 9-to-5 job. Hey, what's up YouTube? It's Natasha, the business recruiter. Welcome back to my channel. If you are not already subscribed, then be sure to go down below and hit that subscribe button as well as that bell so you get notified of all of my new videos that drop each week. Not everyone has the luxury to quit their job and start a business. And while I understand the trend of stepping out on faith and 100% believe in it, let's understand that there are levels to this. And you must operate at a level that you feel comfortable with. For me, that level was actually starting my recruiting agency while still working a 9-to-5 job. Was it easy? No. Were there days where I wanted to give up? Plenty. But did I give up? Absolutely not. So I'm going to share 3 things that really helped me to balance my full-time business as well as my full-time job. Now, number 1 was that I treated my business like a business from day one. I made sure that I set up everything that I felt that I needed in order to get my business off the ground, like an LLC and a website. And this also included how I actually went about displaying my business on LinkedIn while I was still working my 9-to-5 job. I made sure that I posted anything related to my business outside of working hours. And I also ensured that I monitored who could and could not see the content that I posted. And if I was in a situation where someone asked me what I did for a living, I made sure to tell them about my full-time business, but to also reference my job as well, depending on the situation. I wanted to ensure that I leveraged opportunities to allow my business to shine because I knew that that was the only way it was going to be successful. Now, number 2 is I forced myself to have better time management skills. This meant if I was not working at my 9-to-5 job, then I was working on my business. I made the necessary sacrifices that were needed to attend to my business on a daily basis, even if it was just for 1 hour. This meant working on my business sometimes before my 9-to-5 job started, or even after it completed for the day. And on some days it was actually both. And if I had to take any calls during the day and it was Monday through Friday, I just made sure that they aligned with my lunch break. That way I was still being ethical to my job. And on the weekends, I made sure that I dedicated as much time as I possibly could to my business because I knew on those days that I didn't have to worry about my 9-to-5 job. Now, I do want to point out that burnout is real. And for me personally, I tend to work at a very fast pace, so I tend to also burn out pretty quick. So be real with yourself from day one and make sure that you only take on what you feel is feasible for yourself. And if that only means 1 hour a day dedicated towards your business, then that's perfectly fine. At the end of the week, 7 hours is greater than 0. And you also have to remember that you're of no use to anyone, especially yourself, when you're operating in a state of burnout. Get sleep, exercise, stay hydrated, and make sure you're focused on your mental health. All of these things are very important for you to be able to run a business, especially when you're still working a 9-to-5 job. Now, if you're still with me and enjoying the content, then be sure to go down below and hit that like button. Now, number 3 is that I made sure that I didn't violate any stipulations that were associated with my 9-to-5 job. For some companies, when you agree to come work for them, you have to sign some form of an employment agreement. The agreement will outline things that you can and cannot do, and oftentimes will also highlight things that are considered to be conflicts of interest. And some of these conflicts of interest actually have to do with your outside work activity, which basically means that while you're working at that company, there are certain things that you cannot engage in. For example, starting a business that is in close correlation with the job that you do for that company. So if you're a recruiter already, there may be something in your employment contract that states that you can't recruit for that company and run a recruiting agency, even if it's outside of your working hours. I say all of this to say just be sure that you check your employment agreements and understand what it is that you can and cannot do. And ultimately, the decision to start a recruiting agency while still working a 9-to-5 job is a tough decision, but it's definitely doable. Think through the tips that I've shared, that way you can better weigh your options. And if you're interested in learning more about recruiting, then be sure to join my Facebook group. I'll leave that link down below in the description box. We are in there talking all things recruiting. Thanks for watching, and I will catch you on the next video.